my deck not loading?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, RG.
His browser and would not let me join. It was being weird.
Oh, that's fine. Your audio is a little spotty.
Yeah.
Little spotty.
Yeah.
That sounds a little better.
Oh, really? Sounds better.
Yep.
Hey, Bearcat, when you have just a second, would you be able to send me a link to your deck real quick, just so I can make reference to it, please?
Yep, can do.
Much appreciated. Perfect.
All right,
Thank you very much.
You should have it now.
I got everybody. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Much better.
I've just promoted Grayghost. I'm promoting RG Commander. I don't know if he needs it.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
I'm waiting for Steam is just getting started now.
Yeah, it's fine. No hurry at all.
So after we talk about stuff a little bit, the three of us are going to the other channel, right? A different voice channel. And
Yes,
then
sir.
I'm going to start the stream. And then we'll ping you guys and tell you you're ready to draft. But I think if you want, you guys can grab your victory condition cards and do the coin flip and all that stuff.
Sounds good.
Ryan, you got the PM I sent you with Bearcat.
Yeah, I got it from him too.
Okay, good.
I would appreciate if you guys could play pretty quickly, by the way, because I had to take a nap. I passed out and took a nap earlier, so I haven't even had dinner yet. So to play quickly, I can get dinner earlier.
All right, sounds good.
Unbelievable.
We'll do our best.
Hey, I'll send both of you like $20 via PayPal if you drag this thing out to round 5, and make it so that we have to go to tiebreaker rules.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
So I should probably grab my outsider.
Oh yes, grab your outsiders is great.
Okay, I like the victory.
Oh, we've got to give you guys your. So you guys want the HUD.
Stuff.
You guys probably don't care about the stream overlay, but you guys do need the action buttons. Oh, and then I've got to be a different color so I can. Oh no, I can get the HUD and stream overlay on gray, right?
Yes.
Why did clicking blue not work? I did it too many times. RG or Kirito, are you guys going to be green or yellow, or you're good on gray?
I'm probably just going to leave it as gray.
Okay.
I was just about to ask if you guys wanted me to switch to a different one, so I can, so my hand can be seen on the stream, or so I can ping stuff or look at discards and stuff. I don't know if that's going to distract the players at all, or if what people feel or want about that.
I'm fine with whatever.
Same. Fine with whatever.
Are you streaming from Blue's perspective?
From blue side, yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll probably go in as yellow then.
Okay, sounds good. Then we should turn this on so that yellow sees the HUD and stream overlay, right?
Alright.
I don't need to see the overlay actually.
You don't need the overlay. Okay.
All right, so just to make sure we're all looking the same perspective, the left lane is control token 2, the right lane control token 1.
Correct. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. I did that one time where the streamer and I were facing opposites, and so like everything that I said left and right was, and the chat's like, "No, is he dyslexic?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just not looking at the board the same perspective you are. Let me fix this."
Okay.
That was why I asked what side he was streaming from.
Cool. So
'Cause
I
went
am
on the same side.
okay. So I've got just the tops of the heads of the hero cards, so we'll be able to see the lead cards in that. We won't be zoomed in as much as like Ian was yesterday, but since I can't move around, I think it's kind of important to know who's led and stuff, even though it kind of shows on the right hand side. So, so that's where I'm going to be, and like I said, I'll be around, but I might not be at the computer all the time. So if you guys need me to change the angle or something like that, you know, you can try and let me know. Do you guys have any questions? Have you guys used the action buttons before? Grayghost and Bearcat. Okay, why don't you go ahead and click a couple action buttons and just see what happens on the bottom of your screen. Okay, so you do that. It goes on the right-hand side. Once you do 3 of them, now you click something else. Nothing else will happen. If you want to take something back or misclicked, there's a undo button on the far right. Go ahead and try that. There you go. And then you can put your new thing in. And then the only weird thing is if you get the last action of one turn and then the first action of the next round because you killed somebody or something like that, you'll have to undo or they'll have to do something because it won't go back and forth until somebody else takes over. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Okay.
And you can use the flip buttons to flip from the deck too.
Oh yeah.
Those are not considered action buttons.
Alrighty.
Uh-oh.
So
one other thing before we get started, I just want to say, just because Eric may or may not be at his computer, when we go to talk to the players after the game, maybe it makes more sense for you guys to come into our channel.
Good call.
So yeah, when you guys are done, just jump over to the different Skytear channel that they're in. Sound good?
Yeah, that works.
Sounds good.
Awesome, guys. Well, good luck and have a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll ping you guys in about 30 seconds to a minute until you guys can start, all right?
All right.
I will do it on Discord, and I'll just send it to
hold on a
Bearcat.
sec.
Oh, okay.
I need to go back. I need to grab my phone charger so it doesn't die during it, because I'm using Discord on my phone.
Okay.
God, Ryan, come on, man.
So it might be like 2 minutes before I ping you, but I'm going to ping Bearcat on Discord and say you guys can start, all right?
All right, that works.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this should be fun. We've got mono yellow and all green plus Yami.
Okay, so last time my voice didn't come in, but the other people's did, so that'll be perfect, actually.
Right.
So I don't even need to mess with my settings then. I even see... Hey, go ahead and talk. Do a test.
Hello, 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 hello.
Perfect. Yep, I see it coming
Testing,
in through,
testing.
OBS, so we should be good there.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Got it. Alrighty, so I'm going to hit go live here in a second.
Commander, do you want to do the intro?
Sure. All right, so whenever we're ready, let me know, and I'll start introducing this wild and fun game.
Yeah, give me a second. Now, why? Okay, we've been recording. My bad. Anyway, let me...
Oh, jeez.
That's great.
Oh, God, they heard that?
2 people have been watching, yep.
Awkward.
Little bit.
Also, make sure to post the link
Yep,
in the content.
that's the thing I'm going to do as soon as I end this. I'm going to go post the link. So I'm going to do the intro screen and then...
Also, just to be clear, this is the American semifinals, right?
That is correct. The winner will be
Okay,
playing
just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, American semifinals. Winner plays Eric in the American finals.
And we are live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fans of Skytear. This is your commander reporting for duty alongside with my co-commentator Kirito as we take you through the American semi-finals of the Summer League. Kirito, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm Kirito on the Discord, also Ryan in real life, and we are here with Bearcat and Grayghost playing for the right to play in the finals.
Our finals match will be taking place actually against the wonderful, ever lovely, and very cuddly Eric, who is serving as our streamer tonight as well. So we want to thank him for his help as well. As we can see here, getting ready, we are going to have a mono yellow squad brought on from Grayghost versus an almost all green squad. We have Yami substituted in instead. I'm sorry, that is from Bearcat's team.
Yeah, Bearcat has 5 green heroes with a Yami instead of an Ishitask.
All right, and so we are getting the draft underway. The Dark Vigilante has been selected as the outsider, and of course, Cytheru coming out first from the red side, from Grayghost.
Do they have the Skytear or the Flux on the wrong side? Because it looks like the first player is Bearcat, but Grayghost played the first or drafted the first hero.
That does seem to be, yes. I think they do have that mixed up there, so probably should. I'm sure one of them will grab it eventually. But yes, Grayghost should be the one that has Skytear Flux on his side of the field.
You do know that for a fact that he's the first player?
Well, if he's drafting first, then I mean he should be the first player. I did step out before they flipped the coin, but I can't imagine why he would have drafted first. Well, if he's drafting first, then he should be the first player. I did step out before they flipped the coin, but I can't imagine. All right, and meanwhile, the draft going by pretty quickly here. We see Grayghost also bringing along Shafathi and Ekrit. Meanwhile, we do have a full green squad coming out on the side of Bearcat. We have Nelliclin, Zakal, Kotlik, and Akla.
And on Grayghost side, we have Shafathi, Cytheru, Habra, and Ekrit.
All right, now flipping through the decks here, we see that a lot of yellow cards actually are being played by Grayghost, going for the full mono yellow. There is some red in the deck, but this is primarily a yellow power card deck and colorless card deck as well.
Yeah, and considering that, or what is it? Yeah, he has Habra, Cytheru, and Shafathi. So he does have 3 of his heroes do have access to those red runes. Ekrit does not, but Ekrit does not have any blue cards in her deck, as you just mentioned. So there will be no blue cards, and the few red cards we will see are there are 2 copies of Unstoppable, 2 copies of Burning Rage, and 1 copy of Clear Mind. Everything else is yellow.
Yep, and Akuti was actually carrying 3 presences for Grayghost. So to me, the fact that he left Akuti on the sidelines indicates that he might be looking to play a little bit more of an aggressive game. And we do note that we do have the hunting for power victory condition. Killing off the outsider guarantees you victory. The other 2, of course, left breach, destroying the left enemy tower, and Tactician winning control of 6 control tokens throughout the course of the game. So it looks like, if anything, we might be going for a more aggressive style off of Grayghost. And we'll see what Bearcat chooses to do for his game plan as well.
One thing about Bearcat is we do not see any copy. He did not bring Tlakali. So Tlakali is usually a hero I would see from a green side if they are going for a push objective. So they could both be going for hunting for power here.
I agree. And to further your comment on Takali, if we take a look at Takali's deck, we do see that she has Presences, Gathering Storms, Nature Reclaims as her non-ultimate cards in the deck. So again, as you mentioned, going for that more aggressive play. We do see that the Dragon Punches were with Yami, so we won't see any AoE punches, but there's plenty of Granite Skins, Shield Slams, and other Rampant Hatreds and other methods that can be used to make a very aggressive play as well. So hunting for power seems to be a possible objective that both players might be working towards in order to secure the victory this game.
Exactly. Also, Yami, who's very good at killing minions, was not brought by Bearcat as well. So
Correct.
It definitely looks like it's going to be an aggressive game with 2 non-aggressive win conditions.
And I'm always for that. I do remember the one time that I did a game a few weeks ago with Game Slayer. There were 2 Akimos, and there was actually no blood drawn at all in that game. That was one of the most pacifist games I have ever commentated. Very fun to watch, mind you, but it was very strange watching 2 Akimos on the field, and the whole thing turned into a control fest.
Yeah, well, if people like blood and damage to outsiders, this might be the game for you. Or something that we're not expecting will happen, which is also fun to watch.
Absolutely. We may have the answers for what's in the deck, but how the deck is being used, that we cannot predict.
Yep, and as both players brought their heroes without presence, neither of them will be predicting very much.
Meanwhile, looks like Ekrit is going to make the first play here, to the shock of absolutely nobody. Move into the dome, summon your illusion token, and blast down the minions in a control zone.
Yeah, interesting that he's deciding to go with Ekrit first. I personally I personally think it's better to have Ekrit go a little bit later, so that way the opponent has to kind of play around the fact that the heroes can get pushed for the entire round.
The other thing too is that it may he may be trying to bait Bearcat into kind of going for Ekrit. You know, sometimes Ekrit is one of those champions that's very annoying, and you just kind of want to zone in on her. So he may be trying to kind of offer a tasty bait out and then quickly collapse with Habarat and some other cards that may be in his hand in order to gain a kill advantage here.
Yeah, he's also clearing the minions from his left lane, putting pressure on that lane, and it's going to force Bearcat to do something about that, even if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, even though we said that this wasn't necessarily going to be a huge control game, if you slow push your control token, clear off your opponent's minions, and your opponent doesn't respond, nothing really happens round 1, but as the minions can grow over time, if you don't respond to it, in turn 2, turn 3, all of a sudden you've got the control token enraged and a whole bunch of minions, and then your tower starts crumbling very quickly.
Are the HP showing up properly on the HUD for you?
You mean inside the token holes? For the most part, no, because I have somebody with 20 hit points.
Yeah, I'm seeing some wrong too. I think if I just pick them up and drop them, that should fix it.
Yeah, as with many things here, we're trying to fix a few of the small minor bugs of TTS. Our good man Tapeworm has done a number of beautiful and wonderful things, and we thank him for his work, but occasionally some sort of bugs do creep into the programming, many of which can be fixed by taking them off and putting them back on, similar to most electronics.
Yeah, it looks like Zakol and Habra still aren't showing up, right? But whatever, they'll get fixed eventually when they get moved.
All right, in the meantime, we saw that Akla was the response that you mentioned. Akla did go over, make a worship attack, and did clear off one of the minions in lane 1.
Yes. Yep. So we do have, just to go over the objectives for everyone a little more in depth, we've been mentioning them a little bit, but we have left breach, destroy the enemy tower on the left lane. Grayghost's left lane is lane 1, so he does have the advantage there if it does turn into a breach race, which I don't expect to happen. We have hunting, or we'll go to hunting for power last because that's the one that we have to talk about. We have tactician, which is win the lead of a controls token 6 times. Which even if no player is really going for that one, it's always going to become a factor. And then last one, we have hunting for power, which is defeat the outsider. Whenever a hero declares an action targeting the outsider, that hero's owner draws 1 card. The outsider can be damaged and is considered both a friendly and an enemy hero.
Yep, and as we mentioned earlier, the outsider is the Dark Vigilante. Dark Vigilante has 19 hit points and 1 armor. So not the most squishy of outsider choices, but given that there is a Cytheru on the field and a Nelliclin on the field, it is possible to pierce through the armor and deal damage relatively quickly. Meanwhile, we see that Cytheru from Grayghost has played Shattermind against Akla, and I believe there was a response with the Psychic Shield. Psychic Shield, one of the new cards that came out with the Ashen Pass, nullifying 5 damage from any power card.
Yeah, and Setharu had worshipped to place an illusion and then cast that Shadowrun from the illusion, so was able to target Akla from 5 hexes away, essentially. And because he can see his illusion, that would have done 1 extra damage. So that would have done 4 damage to Akla, but as Psychic Shield prevents 5 of it, it does no damage.
Yep, and then he's going to lead from the deck as his final action, again trying to push that left breach up even just a little bit. So it looks like we have Nelly coming out on the field here. Or I'm sorry, that's Kotlik, not Nelliklin. So Kotlik is going to come in, and it looks like he's going to start messing around with Ekrit, possibly an attack against her.
That does seem like what's happening here. Now, for those who watched, for those who watched the semifinal game between Gameslayer and Ashun a few days ago, we saw a mono green mirror where both players were going for hunting for power later, and we saw a lot of damage. We saw Ashun go for a lot of a strategy where he can get a lot of skirmish damage from either Kotlik or Nelliklin. And so I would not be surprised if Bearcat is going for a similar strategy, even though their decks are actually quite different in terms of the cards they have.
Indeed, you can either use Rampant Hatred or just Kotlik's ability to burn a whole bunch of pillars and gain bonus skirmish damage. We did mention that there are several Rampant Hatreds in Bearcat's deck, so that is certainly a possibility come turn 3. That we may just watch them kind of burst the outsider down. So it may be the case where we jockey for position, try to get a little bit of control on the board, and then just as soon as the Dark Vigilante appears, everyone about faces and tries to focus him down.
Yep. And if it does come down to that, Grayghost is the first player, so if they both need to wait until turn 3, well, Bearcat has the advantage there because he gets to do it first. Also has a Skytear Flux, so could potentially, if with the right cards, get it a turn earlier.
Meanwhile, Grayghost is spreading his illusions all over the place. I feel like I'm at a magic show.
Looks like Eric is trying to fix the HPs. I did that a little bit, but didn't want to keep doing it too much because I was worried it was distracting the players a bit.
Sure. Although we do notice that in addition, we do see that Habrat is currently cosplaying as Setharu. That second icon on the left side of your screen with Setharu having 18 hit points, that is actually Habrat's HP marker. But again, as we mentioned, there are some minor bugs here. But overall,
yep.
Just a very minor thing.
I can't get it to fix that. What if I do that? Yep, there we go. I fixed it. Cool.
All right, there we go. Finally, Habrat was told that cosplay is no longer permitted and has switched back to his original form.
I just decided to message the player, letting him know that they're doing fine, that we were just messing with stuff on our end. They seemed a little confused.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you've got a bunch of hands running all over your screen with absolutely no idea of what's going on, you may be a little confused as well.
Yep. Apologies if we've been disturbing you guys. Not that they can hear us.
That's true. If they were hearing us, that would be cheating. And we do not condone cheating.
I mean, it's not like we're saying anything that's like actually useful.
Wow. What do they pay us for then in that case?
I guess we are talking about cards and decks, so I guess that is relevant.
That's where we get hit with the thinking emojis. All right. Meanwhile, we do see we did want to go over. Shafathi did move into the dome, led from hand. He's going to help Ekrit contest the dome. It seems that really, really important for Grayghost to win control of the dome here, as we assume that that is probably a control value of 5 if he's leading from hand. But even though we now have Zakol in there as well, perhaps maybe going to attempt to shove. Unless there is a second person moved in, very unlikely that Grayghost does not win control in round 1.
Yep, no minions left over there. A lot of dead minions.
And interestingly enough, control zone number 2, the left lane from our perspective, has been completely untouched. So at this point, Bearcat may just decide to forego the dome and begin pushing down his left lane. Now, the fact that he's leading from hand then tells me that he's going to send Neliclin into the dome as well and try to force a push. Because if you weren't going to do that, there's no point in leading from your hand, but bringing the final hero, Habrat, into the dome guarantees that Grayghost will, in fact, win control of the dome regardless. So at this point now, it would make sense, I think, to send Neliclin to Control Zone 2 and try to start getting some push on there.
Yeah, I actually kind of would have thought it would think it would have been a little better if Zakol had led from deck, because it forced Grayghost to respect that it could be a 3. So he probably still has to send Habrat in there.
I agree.
But it doesn't use a card. It doesn't use a card from his hand.
I would agree with that. You could have the mind games, although it could be the case that he just wasn't confident in what could have come out from his deck. And nothing feels worse than, because if Neliclin were to go in there as well and it wasn't enough, you kind of almost feel like it was a little bit, the bluff was a bit wasted, perhaps. But
Right.
Nevertheless, we'll see what he does here.
So what I'm thinking though is if he had led from deck, it means that if Grayghost respects that it could be a 3 and moves the other hero in there, then he forced Grayghost to go into the dome with the last hero without having to use a card from his hand. But if he then thinks, well, maybe it's not a 3 and decides to go for a lane, now he can bring Neliclin in there and then do the lead from hand without having to do the first.
That's a fair point. That makes sense. Sure. That makes perfect sense. All right. Meanwhile, Neliclin, speaking of, is going to play Granite Skin. And so it looks like we're going to start going for a little bit of that skirmish damage from Neliclin that you mentioned earlier.
It's going to skirmish into the dome and hit Ekrit? Oh, I guess he's not going to move into the lane 2, or maybe he's going to skirmish, attack, and then move over. Probably that.
That seems to be likely, yeah. And a +3 on the flip. All right, so Ekrit is actually now in danger. So if the plan was to use Ekrit as bait, it's definitely worked because she is now within KO range.
And as to be expected from every game of TTS that I'm going to be a part of, I have now been disconnected.
Oops. Okay, I did see a red message flash up, but I didn't see exactly what it said, so I was hoping that we weren't all about to get booted out. And the Skytear Flex card comes down from Grayghost. So he is going to now use Migraine. Excellent. So Migraine will allow a disarm damage to said hero. So we're going to put that on Neliclin, dealing 2 damage, and a disarm to Neliclin. Now, disarm will cut damage in half, rounded up, which will prevent Ekrit actually from dying. Ekrit does still take 2 damage, so she is currently now on 1 hit point. However, dead heroes cannot lead. Barely alive heroes can. So as long as she's still breathing, wounded as she may be, she will be able to contribute value to the control zone.
Yeah, which means that Neliclin probably goes into the left lane, I would assume.
Almost certainly. Because as it stands, there's nothing that he can contribute right here. Whereas moving to the left lane, he can at least kill off a minion and Now, how did let's see. How did that? Oh, okay, no. So, okay. So I did the math wrong here. So one of the important things of Skytear is doing the math correctly. Oh, no. Okay, he just registered the attack late. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute. I thought he did 2 attacks. And then I thought I was mistaken. And then I was mistaken about thinking I was mistaken. So, oh, okay. So Nelliclin actually going to go and prevent the left side push from Grayghost perspective. In other words, Nelliclin will defend his right side, setting up a counter push for Control Zone 1. So Control Zone 2 is completely uncontested during round 1. Very interesting to see. All right, Cythera leading with 2 out of the deck. Will guarantee that we do have Control Zone 3 under the control of Grayghost. However, we do have a push in lane 1. So overall, even though we mentioned that Tactician will just kind of naturally fill up as the game progresses, only one control point is going to be conquered during this round. Lane 1 is a push, lane 2 is a push. Control Zone 3 will go in Grayghost's favor.
Yep, and as I did not realize before that Grayghost, or sorry, Bearcat did not have any leads over in that lane, so going over there does kind of make sense, I guess. And yeah, and by the way, I am back in the game now, but it doesn't seem like I have a HUD showing up, so I'm not looking at the HUD at all. So if there's any issues with the HUD, let me know, and I can try and use my little hand thingy to try and fix anything. But I don't see the HUD.
All right. Well, right. As of right now, it looks pretty good. The heroes are who they're supposed to be. Their HPs all look where they should be. So as of right now, everything seems to be a-okay.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Dark Vigilante will do here. You think it's gonna go clear some minions or go after a hero?
The Dark Vigilante. So Dark Vigilante, known for consistently being able to put out a fair amount of damage using its various skirmish abilities. Given the state of the game, if Bearcat were to have won Dark Vigilante, I could tell you immediately what he was going to do. But in this situation, I'm not sure exactly what Grayghost wants to do with him. I would suspect probably some amount of minion control and then perhaps pulling the Dark Vigilante back towards his side of the map. You notice that most of the yellow heroes are clustered in the center of the map and slightly towards his side. So first one is going to be a skirmish attack targeting a minion. So we're going to go ahead and kill those minions off just as we said. And then I suspect we will potentially pull the Dark Vigilante back. You did mention there is a strong chance for multiple heroes to do significant amounts of burst towards the Dark Vigilante from Bearcat's side.
And I am having some major connection issues. But I guess that's the name of the game when I'm here.
That's okay. We still appreciate you anyways. In this situation, you just have to pray that everything I'm telling you is accurate and then make your own analysis based off that.
Okay, well, this will be fun then. Yeah, but I'm having trouble finding any games right now.
Maybe the good old-fashioned close, reload, and start again. Okay, meanwhile, Dark Vigilante's second attack is going after Kotlik. And we do see a +3 on the flip there. The +1 skirmish was used there. So Kotlik is going to take, or perhaps the skirmish that gives piercing. I'm not sure which one. In either case, it does give you the same amount of damage. Kotlik will take 3 damage in total. And the last action is apparently the move action. So we are indeed going to pull the Dark Vigilante all the way back towards Grayghost's Nexus. And so now the possibility of just kind of running it down and collapsing on the Dark Vigilante seems very realistic. Tactician is not a worry in terms of, you know, could a surprise win occur? Tactician is at least 2 full rounds away. Left breach, both control zones are in their original positions, which means it takes at least 2 rounds to do damage there. And so in this case, Grayghost may be just setting up to kind of pull all of his entire team back and zerg down the Dark Vigilante during round 2. We'll see what happens.
So did he went and, just because I'm back in the game right now, he killed a minion, did some damage to Kotlik, and then ran away?
That is correct. Yes, he spawned at his tower in lane 1, skirmished up to kill the minion that was on top of the control zone, attacked Kotlik with a skirmish action, moved inside on top of where the Ekrit illusion was, and then moved back to where you currently see the Dark Vigilante.
Makes sense.
All right, and we've
So-
cleaned up the board, so we're on to round 2.
And I am back in the game, at least for now.
Start the clock for 90 seconds. Now, the question is now for Grayghost, what do you do about Ekrit? She's sitting on 1 hit point. Very likely that she goes down this round. There are heroes coming from Bearcat's side, so difficult for her to be able to hide anywhere unless perhaps she retreats all the way to the cover hexes of Control Zone 2. It doesn't seem likely that she'll be chased all the way over there. And so we'll see if Grayghost just allows her to die and then respawn in round 3, or if he's going to risk moving her and then bring her back in round 4. Meanwhile, it looks like Shafathi will be going first, so Ekrit will be available to be killed.
Yeah, but that's what I would do too, I think. I think letting turn 3 is a lot more important than turn 2. So I would just let Ekrit die before activating, so that way I have Ekrit on turn 3.
All right. Round 3 being the ultimate round. So we will see what happens. Although we do see Shafathi moving his token over with a worship action as well. And so he's going to skirmish now. Shafathi's ability does allow him to swap places with his illusion upon declaring a skirmish action when he's projected. But from the positioning where he is, he's not projected. He doesn't have line of sight.
I think so. It allows him to swap. It allows him to predict if he can see his illusion. It allows him to swap with his illusion when he skirmishes. I don't think you can place illusions on top of illusions, though.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I did have that backward. The swap is from the resolving the skirmish.
I don't think you can. I don't think that works, but I'm not actually sure because I've never seen that happen.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm not sure if we can have illusion on illusion. I mean, I can't see why not, considering that you can have heroes on top of an illusion. So I don't see why that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, so normally, like, you can't normally place an illusion on top of an illusion.
Oh,
like,
wait a minute.
When you're worshipping.
Well, it does say that illusions ignore blocking elements during movement and must end their movement in a hex without miniatures or tokens.
And what is the exact wording on Shafathi? It says swap. Does a swap count as a move?
To me, a swap would be a place, which I believe we did rule is indeed a movement, is it not?
I believe so.
We might want to. Yeah, I was gonna say I would time out. Hold that thought. Yep. All right. So we are indeed in agreement that the swap cannot happen due to swap being a move. And you may not end, according to the rules on page 15, that you cannot end the movement action of an illusion token in a hex that has a miniature or a token already in it. So Ryan is going to go ahead and alert them real quick that Shafathi can't not swap due to the fact that that would mean that we have 2 illusions in the same hex. So we will take just a short minute while we get this resolved. In the meantime, we will plug other events of Skytear. As we mentioned, this is the semifinals of the Summer League, but we are also starting monthly clashes.
Yep, and I did just confirm with Tapeworm in the Discord that we are in fact correct on that.
Yay, we get to be right. Excellent. That makes up partially for the 20,000 rules that I've explained incorrectly while on stream. I only now have 19,999 more to go.
So I think what they're doing here is just going to say that Shafati skirmished somewhere different and then swapped.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the case.
Or they're playing that whole thing back, maybe.
Yeah, in the case of a rules misapplication, it may be the case that if both players agree without anything else that has occurred, that you just kind of rewind and undo the last action.
Yeah, I think the easiest thing to do is just have Shafati skirmish somewhere different.
But I think he seems, yeah, I was going to say, he seems to be wanting to deal damage to Zakol here, though. No other way to do that based on the fact that Hobrod and Ekrit are in the way. So unless he completely changes the plan of what he's about to do.
Yeah. We probably should have tried to stop them before they did that attack on the Dark Vigilante, but I'm assuming he's going to attack somebody anyway, so it's not going to change how many cards are flipped, but probably having a card... It's a little weird because once they already flip something, they're not supposed to go back and change anything, but at the same time, even at that point, it was an illegal board state.
Right. Yeah, and that is one of the issues. Like, yeah, it's one of those. Did another material event occur? And most people say that the flip is the material event.
Right.
But
then
it's yeah.
That illegal board state. So yeah, that's what I just said is what they did. They just didn't do the swap, and then he attacked Zakol.
All right, very good then. So in the meantime, Kotlik is going to bring out Granite Skin, it looks like.
I think what Grayghost was going what Grayghost was going for was he was going to try and basically surround the Dark Vigilante.
Yes.
And make it so that he could get it and that Bearcat couldn't. But then after that, decided it was more important to get more damage on Zakol, and we'll probably try and surround it with other heroes instead.
Well, interestingly enough, it looks like you'd almost think double kill was an option for this map, because now Kotlik has gone after Cytheru. Cytheru being known as pretty much one of the biggest glass cannons in the game. Obviously, all mages are glass cannons, but Cytheru notoriously, oh my God, watch that damage. So Cytheru, between a skirmish and an attack, just went from 14 hit points down to 3 hit points. So he is also now within KO range.
Wow. I think because Bearcat is the second player, he is trying to wait for Grayghost to activate Ekrit or Cytheru before killing them.
I agree.
And so I think he's basically just going to kill whichever one activates first, and then wait for the next one to activate, and then kill that one. And so that way Grayghost is stuck with 2 heroes on round 3.
I would agree with that assessment as well. Given that you have both Neliklan and Akla that still have to move, and the fact that Kotlik is hiding out in the cover hex there, very difficult for Cytheru to hide anywhere. And also Ekrit, as we said, right in the middle of the dome. Pretty much an easy 2 kills here, which is going to give Bearcat a very, very strong advantage as we head into round 3.
I feel like Grayghost should probably accept that Cytheru is going to die and make a suicide bomb into Zakol.
That's not necessarily a bad plan. Let's see. So Zakol still has all of his mana. Is there anything interesting that he might do? I mean, Zakol possibly might try to use Skytear Discharge, or that there might be another Psychic Shield to help prevent any dive bombing if there's more migraines or anything else like that from Cytheru that might come out. But otherwise, yeah, your plan sounds like a pretty good one because Cytheru is very, very unlikely to survive to the end of this round.
Yeah, and if he does do like a Skytear discharge or something like that, that would kill Cytheru before he exhausts, so he would still come back next turn.
That's true. So that would almost defeat the purpose of this setup here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attack our good man Kotlik. +1.
Not what I expected.
No, not what I expected either. I would have thought you would have gone for Zakol, who's down at 7 hit points.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Okay. Well, here comes the Shatter Mine.
So yeah, apparently both players are going for double kill, even though we don't have double kill.
Someone remind them like what the victory conditions like. Again, don't get me wrong. I am all about bloodshed and everything, but like this isn't the right objective, guys. I mean, I get that obviously the board state is going to lead you to the ultimate objective, but this is a very I approve of this roundabout way of getting to where you want to go.
Definitely not the way I mean, I definitely expected a lot of bloodshed in this game, but not exactly in this sort of manner. And, you know, for all the damage that has been dealt, there's actually still been no heroes dead.
That's very true.
For
Yeah,
some reason.
I mean, yeah. Ekrit is trying to hold her intestines in, and Cytheru's probably going to need his leg amputated in order to staunch the bleeding and all, but they're still hanging in there.
I would not be surprised if we got to round 3 with each player having 2 heroes.
I mean, that is possible. Habrat still has to go, and we know that while Habrat may not be Akimo, Habrat can still dish out quite a lot of pain in his own right. Meanwhile, we've got, I believe, a skirmish attack here. Yep, 1 damage to Kotlik. And then Cytheru is going to limp away into the middle of the dome.
And then going all the way across to hide in the cover hex.
All right, good. So that forces... Actually, no, if you hide him in the cover hex, he's pretty much safe.
Well, he went one further.
He did. Now, let's see. Can Akla get to him? No. So Cytheru actually is going to be safe this round based on his positioning. There's no way for Zakol to get to him with a movement and a skirmish. He would still... which is actually why he didn't go into that cover hex where he was initially, because Zakol would have been able to get to him with a move and a skirmish. So with that positioning, Cytheru will live to see round 3, which is important because if Grayghost is holding Divine Judgment from Cytheru's ultimate, that can do a lot of damage very quickly and flip the state of the board.
Yeah, and so yeah, maybe I guess Grayghost will be able to have at least 3 heroes alive, unless Habrat or Shafathi dies from 18, which with the damage in this game, I would not be completely surprised by, although that would be impressive.
Indeed. I do find it unlikely that they're going to let Ekrit get away, though. It's, I mean, she can't escape. Like part of the reason why Cytheru is safe is because of where Ekrit is positioned. So if 1, 2, 3, yeah, actually, if Bearcat wants to, go and kill Ekrit right now, and then Zakol can surge after Cytheru and punch him in the face and potentially kill him.
Exactly. Or Zakol could theoretically do that with like could flip a 3 or use like a granite skin or something to get Cytheru with a skirmish after killing Ekrit with an attack. That's
true as well. All right. Meanwhile, we have a +2 on the flip here, so he's Shafathi? All right. Okay. You know what? I give up. All right, someone tag me in here. I don't even know what's going on. What is the strategy here? I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish.
Killing heroes is overrated.
I mean, like, are you trying to bring them all low and then one-shot them with like an AoE attack?
That would be cool.
You don't have Dragon Punch. Yami's on the bench, so like you can't do that. Like, Are you going to like rampant hatred on them or something? I don't know what your plan is. Speak to me.
Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. I think
I am.
I think Bearcat is doing this challenge. I feel like somebody challenged him to see how much damage he could do to heroes without killing them.
I'm not even playing this game and I'm tilted. Like, to be fair, I'm also bad at this game. I didn't make anywhere close to the semifinals, so perhaps Bearcat knows something that I don't. Perhaps this is really like the 500 IQ play that I'm just not aware of. Meanwhile, we're continuing to damage Safathi. So, okay, I can only conclude that his plan here is to somehow seize control of the dome and then just go on an absolute massacre with the Dark Vigilante. That is the only thing that makes sense to me right now.
I mean, I think he might be going for a triple kill with the Dark Vigilante. That's probably it.
That would be awesome. I would 100% approve of that. After all of this random song and dance that we've done here, I would 100% approve if we could scream triple kill.
With the Dark Vigilante. I don't think that's gonna happen though, mostly because I don't think
Don't ruin my dreams.
I don't think Bearcat is going to be winning the dome.
I agree. Yeah, if the goal is to leave them all alive, I don't think that he'll win the dome as a result. But it's just kill them. I want blood. You can. It just takes 1 AP to do it, man. Just do it. Believe like Nike. Nike will guide you home. Just okay. Wait a minute. That's too much project placement. We haven't been paid for this.
Yeah. Are you okay there?
I am just fine. I'm great. I'm bamboozled because I had a great idea of what they were going to do, and Bearcat says no, you're wrong. This is why you're stuck in the booth and I'm playing the game, because I'm going to 500 IQ this play here, and I'm struggling to try and figure out what his objective is.
And now because the coal has gone, Hobrod is able to move without. Before he was acting as a blocking element to save Setharu, but now that Zakol has gone, Hobrod is free to move.
Correct. Yes, we did say that the main thing of leaving the heroes where they were was so that Zakol would be unable to Zerg down Setharu with the move Skirmish and then follow up with an attack if necessary. But since Zakol has acted this round, that's no longer a concern. And I don't think that Nelliclin will be able to do anything that would affect Setharu nor Akla this round, so they're reasonably safe. Although Kotlik is now dead from Habrat. We did mention that Habrat may not quite be the great Akimo, but he still dishes out quite a bit of damage as the yellow team assassin.
Yep, and that was he flipped an ultimate on that to deal 7 damage, 6 getting through the armor, which was exactly enough for Kotlik. So that was very unlucky from Bearcat's perspective and very lucky from Grayghost's perspective.
And as we like to say, dead heroes can't lead. And Kotlik did have a lead from Deckel, though, if I'm not mistaken, it would have not mattered anyways because it was biding time with a mana value of 0. So ultimately, but again, Kotlik is now sitting on the bench until round 4.
Yeah, and that is one of the heroes that can do a lot of damage in bursts to the Dark Vigilante. So if Bearcat is hoping to one-shot the Dark Vigilante on turn 3, it's going to have to come from probably Nelliclin or maybe Akla, I suppose.
Yeah, one of the things that I didn't think of that you could have potentially done was do a little bit of damage using either Zakol or Nelliclin or what have you, and then if you're holding the Neurotoxin ultimate, or Comatoxin, not Neurotoxin, excuse me, Akla's ultimate, that allows you to instantly defeat someone at half HP or less. You could easily kill the Dark Vigilante when he's still sitting at 10 hit points, but not with Kotlik on the bench. So good play from Grayghost, eliminating that potential threat to his victory condition.
And it seems like Grayghost understands that heroes can actually die. And chose to take advantage of that rule.
Yep, and now I think Bearcat is going to recognize this as well as he moves into the dome there with Akla, and I suspect that Ekrit is about to join Kotlik on the sidelines.
No, it's got to be Shafathi here. Shafathi's still up at 10 HP. You know, that's a lot. Still a lot of room to go down before
God,
killing a hero.
he's moving towards Shafathi, and he had his hand over Shafathi. I swear to goodness. Please, did you did? Yeah. Oh, I'm so confused right now. I have so many notes to ask about what the strategy was because I am honestly I have no idea what the strategy is here. Like you could have wiped out 2 heroes. I can understand maybe wanting to wait, as you mentioned earlier, until they've activated, but I don't understand what the idea of bringing them all. Okay, that's a lot of damage. So now
Ooh.
you've got 3 hero. Okay, so unless the plan here is to basically wipe the board in round 3, and then just kind of run rampant during the ultimate round, I could see that now being the case here because Cytheru has 3 hit points, Shafathi has 2 hit points, and Ekrit has 1 hit point.
Yep, I think next Bearcat is going to go after Hobrat and try and get Hobrat down to exactly 4, so that way their HPs will be 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know how to respond to that if that happens. I would I'd give up.
Would you be surprised though?
No, at the rate that this is going, no. This
I
game is
am
oh my goodness.
I am definitely looking forward to the interview after
Oh,
the game
this is
though.
gonna be great. I don't even know where to begin. Like I really do want to understand what the strategy is here because I'm sure there is a strategy. You know, you don't get to the semifinals of a tournament league without having some idea of what you're doing. You know, beginner's luck, as they call it, can only take you so far. When you get into the high levels of the knockout rounds, you have to know what you're doing. So clearly, Bearcat has a plan. I just can't figure out what it is. Meanwhile, Nightmare Incarnate is going to come down and deal 2 more damage to Zakol.
Was that cast from Shafathi?
I don't know who it was cast from. It was cast, yeah, it was cast from Shafathi. Ekrit is
So
going
that
to
should have
die.
been piercing then.
Should have, yes, that should have been. Well, wasn't he on 7 hit points and now he's down to 4?
Yes, the chat log shows 7 to 5, but it is at 4, so
Okay.
that is correct. It's just TTS being TTS.
Blame TTS, blame Yakumo.
So he did eventually kill a hero.
All right, excellent.
Not sure why he did it then though. I mean, I guess
Agreed.
he had the shield slam in his hand the whole time probably, so he probably
Mhm.
that's probably why he left Ekrit at 1 because he was going to be able to do it anyway.
True. Although again, as we mentioned, had you killed Ekrit, again, I think the plan was, as you mentioned, that the plan was to try and get Habrat and Ekrit to go before he killed them. Just so that, okay, well, Shafathi now is in range of dying as well. So it may be the case that Shafathi is the next to join Ekrit on the sidelines here.
Yep, and it looks like Bearcat might actually be able to win the win the dome and get the Dark Vigilante at this point.
All right, and so with Dark Vigilante coming online, that's going to be an interesting play there, I think, just because normally you pick the Dark Vigilante to kill people. The problem is there's, well, okay, so this could be the plan now. There are 2 people that can easily be killed. If you summon the Dark Vigilante at Grayghost's tower in Control Zone 2, for our left perspective here, you can kill Habrat with 1 skirmish, move move up 2, then skirmish into range, and then kill Shafathi as your second play. So it may be the case now that we were indeed setting up for the Dark Vigilante massacre.
Yeah, I kind of expected Neliklin to kill Shafathi though, and then could use the Dark Vigilante to take out Cytheru, but that is not the case. So yep, they're resolving minion phase now. That's gonna move all the way up.
Yep,
And that is the left breach lane that goes first. So even though Grayghost has a dead hero and 2 heroes at 3 or less, he can definitely push for a left breach on turn 3.
Well, here's the thing. He's about to have 2 heroes. Ekrit will revive. Habrat and Shafathi are not long for this world.
Oh,
Because
they're
there's no
gone.
lead token. So that means that Bearcat wins control of Zone 2. Zone 3, the dome. And I don't see any reason why he doesn't spawn the Dark Vigilante, kill Cytheru, move over, use a second skirmish, kill Shafathi, and then maybe just go and kill a minion or something on the side of. Oh, meanwhile, we see Control Zone 2 is now pressed up against the tower as well.
So, all right, to try and
Oh.
make sense of what we just saw from Bearcat there. I think what happened there. So I think he didn't realize that Cytheru would be able to run away, and because he had the shield slam in hand, he figured he didn't need to go after Ekrit, so he was planning to bring Cytheru down. But then Cytheru ran away, and so he decided to go after Shafathi because he knew he was going to be able to kill Ekrit anyway.
Okay, that sounds like a good line of reasoning to me. So the minion placement does actually prevent the Dark Vigilante from spawning at the tower, but luckily, thanks to the rules of the Dark Vigilante and the skirmish action, doesn't really make any difference. You can still, if he spawns the Dark Vigilante on Grayghost's Nexus on the left side in either of those slots, use one action, or use the skirmish action to move over to the cover hex, stab Cytheru, move into the dome, skirmish your way to Shafathi, stab him. You've got 2 dead heroes, boom, 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 and then you can just make the Dark Vigilante flee to the back. Wait, wait. Okay, he's doing what we said, except in reverse.
Yeah,
although this will require all 3 actions.
The other one would have too, unless he flipped a high number on the skirmish for Cytheru.
That's true. Okay, so he might be planning to. Okay, yep. Well, regardless, in any situation, I'm pretty sure we're about to watch 2 heroes bite the dust.
Yeah, I think I actually like your line a little bit better, just because it leaves the Dark Vigilante on his side.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Was keep the DV back here, because again, even though you do have 2 heroes dead, we do know there are some frenzy cards in Grayghost's deck, and Habrat is ready to rock and roll. So combining Ekrit with Habrat and some frenzy action, you could conceivably, with some good flips and some other good play, then you would be ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're having a discussion here about what cards should be in his discard right now when he flips his deck. Because he kind of discarded some and then was like, oh, I need to shuffle now. I guess I discarded too early. I think that Cinco he just shuffled in is supposed to still be up there as a lead, but...
Yeah, the question was regarding the shield slam. Yeah, the question was regarding the shield slam, but...
I think the Cinco should also still be in play, but...
Yes, because
we'll let them play. We'll let them play it out.
All right. Well, in any case, there goes Shafathi. He's been kicked off the map, and Cytheru also not long for this world, using, I would assume, the +1 skirmish at some point during this attack here. And
I think
we see, okay, so we actually just used a move instead of the next skirmish.
Yeah, so he's going to need to flip at least a +1 on the attack.
Yes, the final action will be an attack against Cytheru. And so we shall see.
That'll be enough.
Oh, and it's a +3. Goodbye.
That could have been a skirmish too, and it would have still been dead.
Yep, definitely dead mage. So mages are great, except they are super squishy. So now the hero score will be 2 Grayghost, 3 Bearcat as we head into the Ultimates round. Now, the good news is that Ekrit does get to respawn, and she is going to be able to be in range of the Dark Vigilante. The bad news is both of the mages from Grayghost that deal piercing damage are currently on the sidelines, and Nelliclin is still active for Bearcats. And as we all know, Nelliclin is infamous for doing ridiculous things come round 3.
Yep, and while we didn't see the triple kill from the Dark Vigilante, we did see the double kill from the Dark Vigilante.
Moderately acceptable. I am slightly saddened that we were deprived of a chance to see a triple kill. Now, meanwhile, Bearcat's going to have to discard quite a bit there. Killing a hero gives you +2 cards to your hand, so he drew 4 cards from kills +2 to the end of the round. So he's probably going to have to discard some stuff down in order to get to those 6.
He drew 6 cards from kills. He killed.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, if we count the echo, you're right. If we count the echo as well, yes.
He drew a total of 8 cards that turn. Not to mention the number of cards that he had previously. So, yeah, he has a lot of cards. Probably has a pretty stacked hand, I would think. The problem for him is that the Dark Vigilante is in a cover hex that is a little bit away from his hero, so it won't be too easy for him to get the Hunting for Power if he wants. But Nelliclin can still... Nelliclin can go into the dome, do like a Rampant Hatred, and then a couple skirmishes and a move, or an attack, or go double Rampant Hatred using Nelliclin's Worship ability to clear the mana. And I would not be surprised if he has double Rampant Hatred or Consulted the Heart Rampant Hatred, considering all of the cards in his hand.
Indeed. So, just as a quick question, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but given the fact that the victory condition Hunting for Power is in play, Sinkhole can be used to affect the Dark Vigilante, yes?
That is correct.
Okay, I was pretty sure on that. I just wanted to double check in that.
So he could use a Sinkhole from Ogla or something to move the Dark Vigilante into the dome or something.
Yes. Not that I would have had any particular reason for asking that question right now, but just as a possibility for events to come, that is something to be considered, because now we are on round 3. There are heroes dead on both sides, but it is the ultimate round, and so we can now see those 3 mana cost cards come flying, and both players have several of them in their decks.
Yeah, I have not been doing a good job of keeping track of the ultimates we've seen from Bearcat, and he just shuffled, so...
I think the answer is only one of them, because he just shuffled,
know.
so...
I know we saw Totemic Slam. I don't believe we saw any of the other ones. So he could have all 3 in his hand. Kotlik is dead, so we won't see My Kingdom this turn, but we could see... Oh, Coma... Oh, no, that rule has been changed. But we do have Coma Toxin and Consulting the Heart that we could see from Bearcat.
It is true.
One thing I should mention, although if Coma Toxin is in his hand, it isn't too relevant, but I believe the ruling on Nelliclin has been changed recently, where he cannot cast ultimates off of his ultimate anymore.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. I think somewhere in the Discord, which is honestly probably not a bad idea. There were several weird interactions where it was the caster does this versus a specific hero does this, and so even if Nelliclin, like for example, Demonic Frenzy gives a chemo power specifically according to the text, and some people were using Consulting the Heart Nelliclin's ultimate, thinking that they would be able to then copy those powers and put them on Nelliclin. Well, no, because it specifically states a chemo, even though Nelliclin is casting the ultimate, a chemo still gets the benefits of the card, and that was leading to a lot of confusion and some misapplications with different ultimates. And so I think we have made the swap where you can just simply play any non-ultimate card.
Yep. And Tapeworm confirmed that rule has in fact been changed to what we were just talking about. Thank you, Tapeworm.
Praise Tapeworm.
I think also what was I gonna say? I think that what the final discussion that eventually got that rule to change was Brilvar's new ultimate, Avalanche.
Oh God, yes.
Someone asked how that works with Nelliclin casting it, which would... The way it would have actually worked at the time was Nelliclin would push the hero, and then Brilvar would go into the spot that the hero left from, no matter where he was. So he could basically... But the thing is, it was a move action, so the next question is, what is the path that he takes to get there?
Yep, that was a interesting experience to read through. I do remember the discussion on the Avalanche. So we decided, sometimes it's easier to just fix things if you just say, nope, can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So once again, thanks, Brovar, ruining everybody's fun.
Yep. Anyway, we just saw an Ekrit attack through his illusion to push Zakol and drop Zakol down to 2 HP.
Yes, so continuing that game of beating down the heroes. Again, no kill objectives for victory conditions. However, beating down the heroes for board control is still something I completely approve of. Oh, and there goes Zakol. So now the score is actually going to be 2 heroes to 2 heroes.
Oh, that was a
on the
Skytear discharge before the push.
Nice. So Skytear discharge, I think we referenced that earlier in the game. Skytear discharge, another one of the new cards for those of you who haven't seen it yet. And what it does is anytime you pass through the white lines that border the dome here, you take 2 damage from the hero. We also see a wind blast coming out here. So Ekrit is going to do damage control over on the control zone 2. We did mention that the left breach was now a possibility for both players with the tokens pressed up against them. However, if you wind blast down 4 minions, that control pressure eases off significantly. So overall, a very strong control play from Ekrit.
Yeah, so we have 2 heroes versus 2 heroes this turn.
This is going to be a quick turn.
Perfect. I still haven't had dinner yet, and it's after 10 p.m.
Oh my God! I have to up that bounty to $50. So I made the joke to the players earlier that I would PayPal them $20 a piece if they dragged this game out to round 5 for no other reason than to spite my good friend here, Ryan. Because why not? It's fun. They're not doing what I said, so I have to go and up the bounty. So take it away while I go and renegotiate.
Well, they're still getting the game's still going. There's it can still go to turn 5. You never said how many heroes had to activate each turn.
That's a fair point. I should have probably specified that. Oh, well. All right. Well, guess I can't get out around that one. So meanwhile, we see now Bearcat going on the offensive here. Bearcat's not going to sit around and take this lightly. So he's going to move in and start doing some damage on his turn as well.
I think he's going for the Dark Vigilante here.
Yes. It's time to start collapsing on the Dark Vigilante. I think most likely what he's going to do is probably set it up for a Comotoxin play in round 4 once Kotlik revives.
Or Neliklin will just finish it off. Or Comotoxin is a reaction, right?
No, Comotoxin is an action.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have expected Neliklin to go first and then whittle it down, but I guess there's also the risk of, get it down too much, and then Habrat's gonna...
If Comotoxin was a reaction, that would be amazing. Let me just tell you that. Like, oh, you're going to attack me? Nope, you're dead.
I think the plan here is Neliklin is going to try and kill it with a Rampant Hatred or something, or something like that. That pillar right there was probably placed there so that Neliklin can see it and cast spells from either that location or cast spells of different colors. Cards, not spells. This is Skytear, not magic.
Close enough.
Also, just so there are 2 pillars, so Habra can't go and kill a pillar and then prevent Neliklin from removing a pillar.
Yes, I think you are correct on that. I think we are likely about to see some combinations of Rampant Hatred, maybe some more Imperviouses to give Neliklin a little bit more armor to boost some skirmish damage then with the other skirmish card whose name escapes me at the minute. Granite Skin, there we go.
Yeah, Granite Skin. There's also Lord of the Many, but we don't have that one in this game.
That is correct. Yeah, Lord of the Many, we will not be seeing that. It's also possible to... let's see. I wonder if... Nope, no, Takali's not in this game. Never mind. We can't use that to give Neliklin Frenzy and do more shenanigans. So, yep, that seems very likely. Meanwhile, I think that Grayghost has realized that things are about to get a little dicey here, so he's going to try and start... Ooh, this is actually pretty good here. If he leads with a 3 from his hand, this is actually going to do significant amounts of damage to the tower. He's currently winning 4-2 plus the lead. So if that has a 3. That would give him 7 to 2. That will deal 3 damage to the tower, 2 to the minions. That would set him up for possibly a turn 4 left breach if he's able to survive that long.
Yeah, he could also have like a quick shot or something to try and. He
Mm.
might be trying to push it this turn and just say, well, there's nothing I can do here to stop Nelson from killing the Dark Vigilante, so.
Well, spoiler alert, there is no quick shot, so that's not in the solution. The only red cards that he has are Clear Mind and then the Frenzy cards, Burning Rage and Unstoppable. Okay, here we go. Nelliclin's going to use Biding Time.
Nightmares Incarnate could do it, but to get a minion. But my guess is he's saying, I can't do anything to stop Nelliclin from killing the Dark Vigilante here, and I can't kill it myself, so I'm going to try and push for left breach and hope you don't get it.
Yep, that seems to be the plan here.
What about a Nightmares Incarnate to kill a minion over there, though, from Hoverite?
That could possibly be something as a reaction to end the turn, maybe.
If he has a 3 there, so he's at 6, 9. Oh, he was 9 to 2, so he wins by. Actually, he already has it right now. If that's a 3 there, he's up 9 to 2 there, so he'd win by 7, kill 2 minions, then kill the tower.
How does he have 9? I see 3 minions plus his hero.
Oh, that's
would make...
1 hero. I counted the hero as 3 for some reason.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I was like, did I do the math wrong? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done math wrong plenty of times, so always check me on the math. All right, and there we go. Nelliclin's using Rampant Hatred as well. We saw the Dark Vigilante already took 6 damage, so it's down to 2/3 of its max hit points. Nelliclin, of course, being the mage, is going to deal piercing damage, so even a skirmish still has high value on the flip here. Dark Vigilante's 1 armor means nothing. We flip over the whole deck there. That's not what you want to do. Let's see what he gets. Oh, he gets the Psychic Shield +3 flip. That's going to be massive damage to the Dark Vigilante as we watch that HP tick slower and lower and lower, down to 8 now.
Did you see what he did with the Biding Time?
He predicted 2 and set that up and then proceeded to Skirmish and Rampant Hatreds.
So he left those on top?
Yes.
Okay, well that probably explains the he probably knew that Psychic Shield was there.
Yep, there it is. So Bearcat is now going to worship, remove the token. Oh God, here we go. Removing that pillar token means Nelliclin has 0 mana used, and so that means here comes another Rampant Hatred, almost certainly. That's going to probably put him in range of, it's Consulting the Heart, so that will then allow him to draw the Rampant Hatred. And so this is going to get very, very dicey.
So for people who don't know Nelliclin's ability, it says discard all face-up power cards on Nelliclin's hero card. He may play power codes as though he were in the same hex as the removed pillar. In this case, he is in the same hex as the removed pillar, so that part isn't relevant. But he cleared all the mana up to be able to then cast Consulting the Heart, which is his ultimate, which says search your deck for a power card, reveal, and draw it. Shuffle your deck. Nelliclin may play that card immediately, ignoring all restrictions and mana costs. So he got a 2nd Rampant Hatred.
And so Nelliclin now has +4 on the skirmish damage. We saw that he flipped a 0 there, and then did 4 damage from the skirmish action of the Rampant Hatred. Now Nelliclin has 1 more. There's a +2 on the flip, which means Dark Vigilante is down to 1 hit point. Ew. Oh no. Oh, no. Wait a minute. We need 1 more flip here. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, that's the attack, I think.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, we need an attack flip here, because otherwise, like, this is not what you want to be at.
So if Grayghost had a Nightmares Incarnate in his hand, then he would have had left breach there.
Which he did. And he did. He just put it right there. Oh, Oh, this was a great close game there. Wow, that's it though. Dark Vigilante dies, which means Bearcat wins, hunting for power.
A great close bloody game at that.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing to watch. That had more violence than I was expected, more confusion than I expected. I'm still wrapping my head around the five 500 IQ plays there. That was brilliantly done by Bearcat. And then, as you guys can see, Nelliclin just pretty much 100-0 to the Dark Vigilante with an extreme amount of rampant hatred.
Yeah, I think the shield slam explained a lot of what happened that one turn, though.
Hey.
Yes. Hey, welcome.
How's it going?
All right.
That was a very great game. Congratulations on the win, Bearcat.
Well, thank you.
GG's.
Thank you. That was stressful.
It was stressful for us because we're trying to figure out, like, in the round 2, like, we're like, okay, great. So Ekrit's about to no, he's not killing Ekrit. He's going for no. Now he's going for what is he doing? Why is he not killing anyone?
Yeah. So my whole plan was to hope that he thought he could somehow like dodge some sort of attack with Ekrit, and then as soon as he activated, I would just kill him immediately with the shield slam.
Nice.
So with Zakol standing right next to him, my whole thing was I'm gonna wait till Ekrit resolves. Hopefully he will have gotten to the point where he hasn't taken a lead action, and then I can just eliminate him, and then he won't be able to control the dome. And then try to have him have as few characters as possible going into round 3.
Well, we were excited at the potential of a Dark Vigilante triple kill, but then obviously one of them had to die beforehand. So unfortunately, no triple kill, but still very good usage of the Dark Vigilante for a double kill on its activation.
I always go for the kill objectives, so this worked out really well. I got to kill stuff.
It's true, but that's what we were saying. Like, both players are looking to set up for kill objectives, of which there are currently none on the board except hunting for power.
I felt bad turning on the Dark Vigilante after he did so much work for me.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, we were very confused during that second round, and then as soon as we saw the shield slam, I kind of figured, okay, you probably figured you didn't need to deal damage to Ekrit because you had the shield slam the whole time, so you were going to set through, but then set through ran away, so you went for Shafati.
Yeah, my actual tricky decision was Setharu had 3 health left, and I had a 3 armor Kotlik. I was trying to decide if I wanted to burn the shield slam just to take Setharu off the board. But ended up deciding it would be better to use him on Ekrit.
That makes sense. Don't know if it was right or not. I don't, because I mean you still killed Setharu with the Dark Vigilante anyway, so it worked out fine.
Yeah, I saw him run away with with Setharu. I was like, well, he's not going to be able to hide because I get to spawn right next to a tower. So regardless of where I'm going, that's a dead Setharu at some point.
Yeah, as long as you won the Dark Vigilante, of course. If he had won the Dome, that would have been a little different.
Yeah, I was banking on a dead Ekrit as well. Plus, I had the last character, so I knew that I was going to have the final action, so that I was basically going to be able to either move in with Nelliclin and lead and win, because there's no way Nelliclin wouldn't have been able to kill Ekrit because he didn't lead with his one character in the dome.
Yeah, the one thing that we have, I mean, we had a lot of questions about what you're doing during the game, but they mostly answered themselves by the end of the second round, I think. I think the one lingering question I have was on the activation of the Dark Vigilante. You placed the Dark Vigilante down by your Nexus, and then killed Shafati and then brought her up to Setharu. Is there a reason you chose to go down there instead of starting the other way, killing Setharu and then going down to Shafati after?
Yes, there was, and I don't remember why.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I think that the reason why is because I was trying to do the math in my in how many spaces he was going to be able to move, and I wanted to do a skirmish with my first action, and with the one character with his Shafati at 1 health, I knew that I was guaranteed to get a kill. Whereas I wouldn't have been necessarily able to guarantee a kill on the 3 health character.
Okay.
So you could have skirmished over to Setharu and attacked, and then done a done a +1 skirmish over to Shafati. And Shafati was at 1, so you did actually have it. I think the reason
Yeah.
to do that would have been that it brought it closer to your heroes. However, I guess after killing all the heroes you did, that spot that you left it in was also pretty fine because it was also
Yeah,
pretty
I wasn't.
well protected.
I wasn't too worried about him being able to really do a whole lot to the outsider because I had Akala kind of camped out there with a sinkhole ready to play, so I
Mhm.
was going to be able
Ah.
to do some movement stuff
Yeah.
to I think play around anything that he could have done to like sneak in and steal a kill.
Mm.
That makes sense. I guess that also answers the other question I have, which is why you went with Akala before Nelliklin, and it was just for that extra protection from the sinkhole.
It was I wanted to get a little bit of damage in with Akala because
Yeah.
I didn't think Nelliklin was going to be able to kill him. So Akala got, I believe, like 4 damage into him, and it ended up working out.
Did you
Basically, I
have
knew that
I
I was going to do like a big hit with Nelliklin.
Yeah.
So
Did you have Comotoxin in hand?
no, I did
Oh,
not.
okay, so
okay.
we thought you might be setting up for a turn 4 coma shot, which would have been awesome to watch, but alas.
Well, I don't think it would have made it to round 4 because he
No,
would
it wouldn't
have
have. Yeah.
most
Oh, yeah,
likely
yeah. That's
destroyed
true.
my tower.
That's
I was
true.
basically completely invested in that turn 3 win because otherwise I
Mhm.
would have lost.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay.
and never mind. He would have had the first control point activated on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did expect that Grayghost that you had that Night Rays Incarnate in hand, and you would have had the left breach there.
Yeah, that was the idea the last round. I didn't think Necklin could take him out so fast. I started watching the health go down. I was going, oh no, it's happening. It's happening. And then he plays his ult, and I'm like, please not another rampant hatred. Please not another one of those.
Always another
And he
rampant
pulls, I'm
hatred.
like, uh-oh.
If you had watched the semifinals from Europe, Eshin did basically did a similar thing with his Nelliklin in that game. So if you had seen that, you would have known that is something Nelliklin can do.
Yeah, I absolutely watched that, and I saw Game Slayer had the same thing set up ready for him to go if it had gone like one more turn.
Yeah, so I fully expected Nelliklin to do that, but I still think even if you did see that coming, I think Habrat doing what he did made perfect sense because you weren't going to be able to do anything about the Dark Vigilante, so you did the play that said, okay, if Nelliklin doesn't get it, I win.
Yep.
My original strategy was to go for the Dark Vigilante round 2, actually.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't realize I couldn't do the swap because I thought the movement with illusions was only when you're doing the worship action. So I thought I could still legally swap them.
Yeah, I mean, you could have skirmished somewhere different and done the swap.
Yeah. If I would have realized that beforehand, I would have totally done that and just win at the Dark Vigilante round 2. I had a hand with Shattermind and 2 Nightmares Incarnate, so my hope was to bunch all my guys there, do a lot of damage to him, and then just lay all the cards on him at once.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how exactly we were going to get to the total amount of damage you needed. I was hoping to do some kind of shenanigans with Nelliklin, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be able to work because I didn't really have any spells that he could have played. All of his good stuff's 3 mana.
Did you have do you have a frenzy card perhaps that you could have used for Habarat to get in there and slash off a huge chunk of the Dark Vigilante's health, or?
I did not. I was going to rely on Habarat, Sethru, and Shafathi all taking off at least 4 points of damage from him, and from that, my mana I was gambling would be enough
So
to.
If you were able to do the swap, would you have had it? Do you know?
Yeah, I would have. I think I would have had it because Shafathi would have originally done 4 to the outsider. Sethru did 4 to Kotlik and then 1 to him on a skirmish, which I would have used both of those on the outsider. And Habarat, as long as he didn't pull, I didn't have any minuses. As long as he didn't do that, my mana would have been enough at that point.
Yeah. Is there a reason after you realized you couldn't do the swap that you didn't just go somewhere else and swap from somebody up someplace else instead?
When we discussed it, I think we just said to put my guy back on the Haberot illusion,
Okay.
and so I thought I was just stuck there at that point.
Okay. I wasn't sure how you guys were gonna resolve it. I figured I would let you guys figure it out at that point.
Yeah, it was
And
kind
I
of
guess it was
messy.
also
It was
yeah, it was
messy
also
because he had
messy
flipped.
because yeah,
He
you
had
flipped for
flipped
the
and drawn a
attack.
card.
Oh, you drew a card. I didn't even know. Oh, because you
He
attacked the
declared
outsider.
an
Yeah,
attack on the
that.
outsider. It was kind of
Yeah.
Oh,
messy.
yeah. Yeah, we were discussing it. We weren't sure at first. We were like discussing like, wait, is that allowed or not? So we had to like figure it out a little bit, and then normally like once a card is flipped, you're just supposed to keep playing. But then it was also awkward because you had an illusion on top of an illusion, so you were still had an illegal board state. So I figured I would just drop that ruling in there, and then let you guys figure out how to deal with it yourselves.
Okay.
I mean, I had
I know it was,
suggested that we just did a cage match, but Ryan pointed out that maybe that might, cause some problems and get the stream rated mature and all that and legal issues. So I yielded and said,
yeah.
I'm very delicate, so I'm glad we didn't decide to do that.
Yeah, because it was like, we know you can't move an illusion on top of another illusion, but I wasn't sure, like, is swap considered a move and all these things, so we were a little slow on giving that ruling, but yeah. And I saw that you guys Bearcat mentioned it at some point, like, wait, is that okay? Like,
Yeah, it was the two tokens were on top of each other. I was like, this just looks weird.
Yep.
I was actually just
it is
trying
weird.
to. I was trying to like stack them so I could see both of them, so it wasn't. So they weren't one hidden under the other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it sucks that that little thing may have affected the game. I don't know if it actually would have though, because even though you say you still could have gotten it, Grayghost might have had a chance to go in there Bearcat might have had a chance to go in there and mess with it too. So don't really know what happened, but it was still a very good game, very well played game.
Mhm. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, Bearcat, it was good to play with you. You kept me on my toes the whole time.
Well, thank you.
The whole time. I put Eckert in the middle as a sacrificial lamb at the beginning. I went, as long as I take the middle, I can get the outsider
Anytime
round two.
somebody does that, I'm always wondering, like, is it bait? Because you had all those mages. I didn't want to just move in and get wrecked by your mages.
That was kind of the point. I was hoping that you'd take the bait. And I didn't mind so much if Eckert died because my original strategy was to go for the outsider. And she's only got 2 attack and the outsider's got 1 armor. So I'm like, well, she goes. She's not instrumental to taking out the outsider.
All right. Well, it was a great game, and looking forward to hopefully beating WIWWT. He's the guy I always ask for advice on strategy, so I probably can't go to him this week.
Hey, can you tell me how I'm going to be able to beat you? That would be that would be just a great conversation or opener if you just go to him with that, and then just see like,
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I probably shouldn't ask him for advice this week. Yeah, we've actually kind of been joking about it because we've been in like this Destiny Discord for the longest time.
Oh, you guys played Destiny.
Yeah, but we've never actually played a game against each other. So this will actually be the first time I think we've ever played a game.
Oh, this will be fun. I have to watch this.
I would say he's obviously been giving you some good advice considering you're going to the finals of the Americas League. I can tell you that if you're looking for advice from somebody, I might be able to help. I don't know if it'll be too helpful though, but I'm willing to provide advice.
Sounds good, man.
I did technically beat him in the July qualifier, although that was more of I won on a technicality with tiebreakers and stuff like that. When we finished the game, he won. So maybe I'm not the person to go for advice. But that is cool. You guys, so yeah, as you guys heard, Eric and Bearcat will be playing each other in the finals of the Americas League. The winner will get a alt art skin of the Ashen Pass map, I believe, and
they are
also
beautiful.
They are beautiful. C-Dubs designed those, so shout out to C-Dubs for designing those. And also the winner of that match will get to go up against the winner of the Europe League, for the grand finals, and that will be between King of Jokes, I believe, and
June, isn't it?
Ashun. Yes, I was trying to remember there was one more game there. So they will Ashun and King of Jokes will be playing in the European finals, and Bearcat and Eric will be playing in the finals of the Americas League.
Yep, we've got 3 more games left in the Summer League tournament, and all 3 of them are going to be great. So make sure you tune in. Find us on the Discord. We'll be sure to let you know once those games have been scheduled. I'm certain that someone will be commentating those because all 3 of those games should not be missed. They're going to be great.
And if you are watching this game live or listening live, you have a few more hours left to sign up for the August Clash, which is basically the next league after this one, and that league is going to be starting tomorrow, and we'll be able to start bringing streams from those in the coming weeks as well.
And also, just as a final reminder, so hopefully you're taking notes on this. There will be a quiz tomorrow. The next qualifier, the next qualifier round is coming up. Remember that the World Championships will be held in December. We are holding the monthly qualifiers every last Sunday of every month. And this time we are going to be on 2-lane. The first qualifier was on the Ashen Pass. This one will be on the 2-lane map. So do make sure to get your tickets if you want the individual purchase. If you've already bought the bundle, not a problem. You'll just go ahead and drop that whenever you sign up for the qualifier and see what you can do.
Quick correction on that. Some of them are Sundays, some of them will be Saturdays.
Yes.
This next one is on
Yes.
Sunday, though.
Yes, thank you. I apologize. Yes, some of them are Sundays, some of them are Saturdays. But they are still the last weekend of the month.
Yes, I think one of them is actually the second to last one. Or actually, I think the November one is the second to last one because of all the Americans celebrating Thanksgiving on that last weekend of the month.
America, heck yes.
All right.
All right. Well, anyone have any final thoughts here before we wrap this up?
I want to eat.
All right. Have a good night, guys.